Hey guys, Wicker, welcome back to Raincoat. Let's carry on where we left off. We've enjoyed a fun little distraction so far, trying to figure out how the culprit got into the lab. But it was just that, a distraction. We need to find out who was responsible. And I think we're in the end game of that particular mystery right now.
How did the culprit get past the security?
Oh yes, the greatest mystery of all.
The critical lab security system was always live.
Correct?
There was no way to reach the doctor.
Not true.
The panel chamber shocks would have fried the culprit. That security system? No living human can breach it.
Uh-huh. That's so.
Don't tell me the culprit is a robot.
No, culprit's not a robot. I think the culprit is someone who threw his life away, for better or worse. Yeah, it's a confronting truth, one that Vivi is daring us to try and uncover. So we better do just that. How did the culprit break through the panel chamber? We at least had Amapal with us to disable the security system. Didn't you notice anything else weird at the time? Think hard.
That's right.
As far as the panel chamber goes...
Keep playing with your shit, Dutch.
How do they get past it? Well, I think we've got the answer in Fubuki's Forte. Fubuki's Forte can turn back time, but was used while controlling Amapal.
The greatest mystery.
That's gotta be it, right?
How did the culprit get past the security?
That's the only reason why Shinigami would tell us to keep it in mind.
Was always live. No living human can breach it.
There we go.
I'll slash through this mystery.
Sorry, pal. But Amapal and Fubuki together are responsible. Give up, Hellsmal! I don't know why you're trying so hard to cover this up, though. There is something fishy about him being the mystery labyrinth's
could get past the panel
phantom
chamber
here.
by using Fubuki's Forte. In fact, that's how we got past the panels. The high voltage shocks kept destroying Amapal.
And by extension, the murderer.
But we reversed time every time that happened.
We saved his life. Or her. But I think we all know who the culprit is at this point.
Correct. So whenever it was struck by the current, you went back in time. But while that was occurring, the culprit, a human, was riding on top of Amapal. That person was burnt to a crisp every time you failed.
This person really wanted Dr. Whisker dead, to the point where they'd give their life several times.
But
And then remember each one.
Which means you killed the culprit over and over again.
Vivia,
If only you had chosen to remain ignorant, I would have walked beside you in silence. But if you intend to seek the truth, then I must stand in your way.
I suppose it's come to this. I refuse to acknowledge who it could be, right? That's why we've been flustering ourselves with how the culprit pulled off the most magnificent, perfect crime, but we never spared a thought for who it actually was, which is the end goal of this mystery labyrinth in the first place.
what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Hey, we want the truth so bad, we're gonna have to go through him.
He's going to betray you, Master.
I wouldn't call it a betrayal, you know? Same way when you're arguing with your friend and trying to bring out your point of view. You wouldn't call that a betrayal, no?
Betray me?
It's up to you, Yuma. This is your final chance to save the world you believe in.
On the bright side, he might be a lazy phantom. We might be able to get away with, you know, like 2 statements or something that he'll bellow out.
What are you going to do? It's time to decide your past and your future.
My sword is sharp, you know. Hey, where'd Hellsmal go?
Why, Vivia?
Did you eat him? Oh, there he is. Oh boy. This hasn't happened before. Shinigami, this is illegal. We can't bring someone into the labyrinth for them to betray me. Not even transforming. Does that even work in here? Okay. Toxic gas properties is going to be the one, surely. Oh man, he's sending words my way.
How did the culprit bypass the toxic gas chamber? It's impossible to avoid the gas.
It is impossible. You're not wrong.
The culprit would surely die. You should already know this, right?
I do.
Gas is a special trait.
Jeez. He's working overtime trying to get rid of me.
No ability can nullify its toxicity. Once it hits you, you're done for.
He's giving me a lot of,
No one could get past the gas chamber.
He's giving me a lot of statements I could contradict, but I think I spotted it right there. You die before you reach Whiska. That is not true. It sure does seem like it'd be impossible to get around the gas. But the culprit definitely made it through the toxic gas chamber. Is there actually a way to avoid the gas? What could it be? For now, let's check the info on the toxic gas. There may be something we're forgetting. You don't instantly die from it. You have half an hour. But death is certainly certain. Here it comes. No! Primed it, but we salvaged it in the end. Damn it, Vivia, why are you making me do this? I suppose, so we could get out of here alive. That's definitely a valid reason.
If you pass through the toxic gas, you'll die. But you'll have 30 minutes before it kills you.
Yeah.
Which means you could survive for 30 minutes.
It was personal.
What? Don't tell me.
It has all to do with that photo we've recovered, right?
There are no gas masks here that can block this toxic gas. And no fortes that can nullify it.
They went in there on a suicide mission.
There's only one way you could get through it. You do nothing. You endure it in hopes of Amapel taking you to the next room.
Then the culprit didn't do anything to counteract it and just passed through the toxic gas?
Yep. At this rate, the soul you reap at the end of this mystery labyrinth... I mean, they were seconds away from dying anyway.
It's the only explanation that makes sense. This is the truth. I can't believe it. But if the culprit really did just endure the toxic gas,
Then they...
the culprit is...
It appears you finally glimpsed the truth. Yuma.
Vivia, your voice?
Well, how does it feel to have your world shatter before your eyes?
You don't gotta smile while saying that, man. Jesus.
Isn't this what you wanted?
What's he talking about?
Yomi's mystery phantom and Vivia are both right. Subconsciously, I didn't want to know the truth.
No, because deep down you knew all along, didn't you?
Up until now, the Mystery Labyrinth was withholding the mysteries that led to the culprit.
By our design.
And that's because it's a reflection of my own reluctance.
Master, what's wrong? Do you know who the culprit is? It's the Hitman, right?
No. They usurped the Hitman's identity, remember? Oh god, it's the Chapter 4 blues again, damn it!
The truth is worthless.
Holy hell, smile.
Nothing has less value in this isolated, rainy city. No one wants the truth. Not even you!
Ugh.
Now, rot away and die right here!
He's evolved!
No one will get in my way. Kanai Lord, Amaterasu, they both belong to me!
God. He mad. Big mad. Alright. Vivia, you back on my side? We gotta get through this together, buddy. No, he's all the way over there. Okay.
If the
Stand
culprit
by
carried
me.
out the crime,
Still exists there. Ow!
then they should be dead from the toxic gas.
Not quite yet.
But no one at the scene has died from poison. If you can understand that much, then what are you still doing here?
If only we had a sense of the passage of time.
You're right that no one in that lab died from that toxic gas. But that was part of the culprit's plan from the beginning. They planned to distort the facts of their death.
Yuma, are you sure you want to face the truth?
But why are they trying to cover up their own death? I don't understand. Surely you just want to admit it to us.
Your world will fall apart. The world that you believed in.
I guess if I had to reason why, it's because, you know, if they find out Yako was the one who actually killed Dr. Whisker, it'll look bad on all us detectives, right? It'll give Hellsmaw the ammunition he needs, saying that us detectives are pieces of garbage.
Deserve the peace.
Whoa, nice try.
It's not even worth debating. Is this the best you can do to refute it? Just give up and die!
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm a pal. They misrepresented their death using the Hitman.
I'll expose the truth.
With the whole calling card business. But how did they know this was their chance?
Represented their death by using
To get to Whisker.
the Hitman. The culprit realized their plan would be exposed if someone in the lab died from toxic gas.
So he made it look like he got
used the
stabbed.
Hitman to cover up their own death.
Use the Hitman?
Meaning, the Hitman wasn't hired to assassinate the doctor. They were hired to cover up the culprit's death by toxic gas.
Huh? The Hitman's target was the culprit? Not the doctor?
I just realized, because yeah, there was someone there, right? And I was trying to figure out, like, who was that person then? Think the Slaughter Artist. Literally, he did figure the culprit.
But the doctor was stabbed by the knife with the inscribed F. Doesn't that belong to the Hitman?
Two different murderers.
All you would need is a similar knife.
Does this mean poor? I mean, not poor, but Fink the Slaughter Artist is also going to die here because technically they committed a murder too.
The story of Fink the Slaughter Artist using a knife inscribed with the letter F is well known.
Actually, now that I think about it, how is this going to work? Because technically, Yako isn't dead yet. And we're going to reap his soul in the Mystery Labyrinth, so technically we'll be the ones responsible for killing Yako. So does that mean Fink, if he is the one who indeed stabbed Yako with the intention of killing him, would Fink not die as a result of this Mystery Labyrinth, I wonder?
Nah, we leave it alone until we receive further orders. Did you see the knife stuck in his back? It's the one that Fink the Slaughter Artist uses, right? I've heard about his knives inscribed with the letter F.
So, it was all a ruse? The real culprit made it look like the Hitman did it?
Yep.
Stop. Stop, 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 stop! You useless garbage! To hell with detectives and the truth! I won't let you have your way in my city!
But this plays right into your hands. You should be happy.
There is no real culprit! Dr. Wesker was killed by the Hitman!
I must be missing something. Like, way obvious, maybe. For that, I apologize.
Come on! Who's the real culprit?
The real culprit. The real culprit is...
The time has finally come, Yuma.
Our sense of peace is crumbled away.
It's time for you to acknowledge what you've known all along. If the tiny crack spreads any further, the mirror will shatter, exposing the chaos of the real world.
I wish I could say I knew all along, but I only figured it out halfway, unfortunately.
Knowing this, will you still expose the truth? Then, show me your conviction.
the clues pointing to the identity of the Hitman's target.
Well, his soul of sorts is the one who told us to pursue the truth, right?
I know. I've known all along.
Now, expose the truth. Do it. If you want to burn the world down.
Well, it's gonna be a regular inferno here in a second. Defeat Yomi with a key. Oh, we gotta play this sad tune that I haven't heard since chapter 2. Oh, I'm weak for not for knives. For piano. What was the clue leading to the true culprit? The photo. It has to be it, right? Yeah, this is the main clue. Shit. God, it's this music. God damn it. I'm going for it.
The bloodstained photo found in the hallway near the lab. There was a person pictured with a woman.
You could just catch the ends of his hair there.
That was the hitman's target. The real culprit behind this case. The blood obscured the person's face, but I know who it is.
I guess they were right. I did know. This was obviously Yako behind all the blood.
It could only be one person. It could only be...
How do you know? That person in the photo is the hitman's target. And who is it?
It's...
No. Stop!
That shaky voice.
Don't you dare say another word! No one wants the truth!
I don't understand, but good luck, Master. I'm always by your side, haunting you.
Thank you for the encouragement. Damn. Who is the true culprit? The person who's masked their cause of death. Ugh. God, it hurts. It's okay, the music stopped. Oh. The tears have been held back. We're good, we're safe. Here we are.
Yako.
Hi there. Why do you have to look so glum? Huh?
Huh? Why? Why is Fuzzhead here?
I was about to say I can understand why he's not the mystery phantom in the mystery labyrinth. It's because he did want us to find the truth in the end. That's why they got Hellsmile involved. But if he's been in disguise the whole time, that goes right out the window.
Chief Yako was the only person attacked by the hitman in the lab. In other words, the Chief was the hitman's target. But Chief Yako tried to hide that photo by tossing it behind the houseplant. He hid it knowing it'd be an important clue.
Why was it there? Why did you bring this photo? I guess maybe he's like, maybe he even showed it to Whisker. He's like, remember this, you motherfucker? And then he stabbed him in the back 3 times. Or maybe he just needed that motivation, so he had the photo with him the entire time.
And that's because the person in the photo is Chief Yako himself. It was given to the hitman so he'd know his target, and the Chief tried to conceal it.
Right, or, yeah, I guess the hitman's just that careless. He's just like, oh, I got my target, yep, that's the one, tossing it right where the body is.
Which means the blood covering the face on the photo was likely done on purpose.
Hold on, Master. Are you serious? You're really saying Fuzzhead is the culprit?
Yes.
Really? I don't buy it. You think he actually put together this elaborate murder?
He's the chief detective.
He's knocking on death's door just for this?
I don't want to believe it either, but there's no other way.
We can't save him. Not anymore.
Don't forget this stuff.
Oh god. Battle with Vivia. The anemic vampire is going to throw questions at you back to back. Press the correct button when you think you've got the correct answer. You'll take damage if you avoid all assailing assaults. Oh, okay, so I can't avoid it. I need to attack. Oh, sorry. Fight back. Vivia.
The phantom vanished. The truth has been mostly exposed, and the labyrinth cannot function much longer.
Man, you speak like you crafted this labyrinth yourself.
Anything I do now might not matter. But I'll do it anyway. Because it's something I must do. While the chief takes his final breaths.
Why is Vivia so fucking cool? Damn it.
Vivia.
Yuma.
He's probably taught us the
If
most.
Chief Yako is the culprit, then what about that death threat?
Dr. Whisker must pay for his sins with his life. My blade shall be his atonement. Why would the chief
send it? If he was the killer. Answer me, Yuma.
Why did Yako send the death threat? To make it seem like the doctor was in danger? Sorry. He wanted someone to stop his crime? No. Not it either. To scare the doctor?
That's
Whoops.
not the reason.
Sorry. I'm panicking. I'm getting attacked here, okay? I thought I needed to slash away at it. It just came at me so fast. Ugh.
By sending that note, everyone would believe the doctor's life was in danger, which was necessary for this sequence of events to take place. All the master detectives headed to the secret lab because of that note. Chief Yako brought them here to take advantage of their abilities and murder the doctor.
He brought the Avengers in just to take out one guy.
Huh? Their abilities?
Yep. He needed practically all of them except for Hilara's.
But the death threat wasn't sent just to the detectives. The peacekeepers received it too.
He also didn't need
What was
Vivia's.
the point of that? Why put them on high alert?
Okay, let's get ready.
What's the truth behind it all?
Why was the death threat sent to the peacekeepers? To use the disguise ability? Ugh. Probably it. To incite chaos at the scene. To get arrested after the incident.
Couldn't have been thinking about that.
Alright, it's gotta be the first one. I just wish I had more time to think. Like,
But
why do I have to do
death
quick
threat
time
wasn't
events for
sent
this?
just to the
Damn it.
detectives.
To use the disguise. And it's the quickest one, too. The rest are slower. Bloody game.
The note was sent to the peacekeepers because they were also part of the plan.
Like, I also want to see the other options, too. I don't want to just select the first one that comes up.
When the peacekeepers received the note, they dispatched a lot of their personnel to the scene. The master detectives were able to take advantage of the commotion to enter the facility. They did it by disguising themselves as peacekeepers.
It would be convenient to have a lot of peacekeepers around if you want to get into the lab disguised as one.
Correct.
This is why the peacekeepers also received the death threat.
Hey, you still want to do this? It's not too late to give up.
I am well aware of the danger. I haven't gotten this much exercise in a long time.
We did a lot of running around, and that's because of my reluctance. I'm sorry.
But this is something I must do. I can't leave the chief like this.
Vivia.
Let's continue, Yuma. So, everyone disguised themselves as peacekeepers and entered the lab.
Yes.
You were already at the lab, and that's where you met up with the chief, right?
Yes. but we decided to split up after the blackout occurred.
Wait! That blackout should have caused a commotion. If we leave now, the Peacekeepers will see us. I knew it. This place is crawling with them.
Oh yeah, you did. You knew it, all right.
What do we do?
I'll draw their attention to buy some time. In the meantime, you two hurry to that doctor.
That son of a bitch doctor. I mean, that regular doctor.
The chief said he'd buy us some time, but he actually went and hid inside the airlock.
Jeez.
Was the blackout part of the plan? So the one who caused it, was that also the chief?
Who caused the blackout? Mysterious person? Not Dr. Whisker. Yako. Not for Yako?
That's not it!
Of course, he went to the airlock. I mean, he was with us the entire time the blackout occurred. Not Whisker, he didn't leave the lab. Not Yako, he was with us. Option C. I think the slaughter artist did it. Of course he did. See why I want to see all the options before I act?
The chief was with me in the security room at the time of the blackout. It's impossible for him to have caused it. So the only person it could be is the hitman. It must have been part of the job.
He was working together with him, even though the end goal was to get assassinated by him.
He instructed the hitman to cause a blackout at a specific time.
But why?
It made us think the doctor was in danger, so we'd go check on him. We used Amapal and Fortes to get through the tight security system. Chief Yako had it all planned out from the start. He used us to break through the security so he could kill the doctor.
Phew.
So, Master using Amapal and the Sheltered Skank's time rewinding ability at the panel chamber? That was all part of Fuzzhead's plan?
The only way to get past security was to use both Amapal and that Forte. The chief knew we'd figure that out.
That a robot would be the only thing capable of getting through?
I think it's more like he trusted us.
Yeah.
He trusted that we would arrive at that conclusion.
I'm counting on you both. See you later.
Everything's got a double meaning now that you look back on it, huh?
Trust? How could this be a trust thing? He was clearly taking advantage of you all. He gathered the master detectives using a fake death threat, then used their Fortes to commit murder. What a scumbag! He used you all to get away with murder!
I don't know about getting away with murder.
Out of all the criminals I've ever met, he's the worst coward of them all! Master, grab that coward and...
Enough!
Why did it have to come to this?
We're having another breakdown just like in Chapter 2.
Chief Yako saved me. He took me in. I had lost everything, even my memories. Sure, he may have been a little pushy at times.
He was a good guy. Oh.
But still, I really admired him.
Oh, Yuba. Stop it.
So, why? Why did you do it?
Is he going to speak?
Is this about the woman in the picture? Chief, please tell me, or
There's no point in asking. That's just a mystery phantom. It's not the real Fuzzhead.
But I don't think he wants to hide anything. Does he? Aw.
The Phantoms are a reflection of the same people in the real world, right?
Yes.
Which means he should hold the same thoughts. The photo behind the houseplant. I don't know what the chief was hiding, but that photo must have been dropped by the hitman after he was done with it. The chief picked it up and used his own blood to obscure the face. He knew the truth would be exposed if that photo was found, so he hid it behind the potted plant. He left his blood on it, almost like he wrote a dying message. But in truth, it was actually a secret he wanted to keep hidden.
Master, I think you know this, but to exit the Mystery Labyrinth, you will have to eliminate the culprit.
At this point, I think it's a mercy. He's dying from both toxic gas and blood loss from the stab wound.
Eliminate the chief?
As far as I'm concerned, he's already on his way. I'm just shuffling him along, you know?
Are you really going to do this? After all the mysteries are solved, the chief back in the real world will die.
The only question is, how is this going to help us escape our current predicament with Hellsmile and his gang ready to apprehend us?
But you saw yourself, Yuma. The chief is already knocking on death's door. Will you still bury him in the name of truth?
You said it yourself, he's already dying.
The chief took me in when I had no memories, or anyone to turn to. I trusted him from the bottom of my heart. Now, I have to end his life?
Even though he is like 95% gone, we're still committing the final 5%. We're the ones pulling the trigger on it.
You know, I liked it, surprisingly. The little bit of peace and quiet I found at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Vivia, you knew the truth behind this case from the very beginning.
I had a hunch. Because of my spectral projection, I knew the chief had been planning something for quite some time.
Right.
But I pretended not to see. I admired him and the world he had made.
I guess we're one and the same after all.
That's why you threatened me, and were so uncooperative in the investigation.
I knew you would reach the truth eventually, Yuma. But I tried my best to keep you away.
Did you?
Exposing the truth won't save anyone.
That makes sense now why he had a change of heart once Yako's voice came into the picture.
Neither the chief nor you.
Master, you've already come this far. You've got to finish this. What'll happen to the other Master Detectives if you die here? Didn't you say you wanted to expose the truth and save everyone?
I mean, exposing this truth isn't really going to save anyone, is it?
Vivia, you told me that the time would come when I'd have to prove my conviction. The conviction to accept the truth, no matter how cruel it may be. Now is that time, isn't it?
Yes, and yet you intend to continue.
I've got no choice. We've got no choice.
If you're prepared for it.
Hey! You better not get in Master's way again!
I don't think he's willing to continue opposing us.
Yuma, do you remember when the chief's soul called out to us?
Huh?
Yeah, the truth is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind. But you know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth and living a lie is harsh too. In the end, you can never look away from the truth. As long as you live, you must face that pain. So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it? When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I always averted my eyes from the truth. For my own sake. My own peace and quiet. But I could never say with confidence that I was proud of myself. In the end, I was just running away from everything. That's why I entrust this to you, Yuma.
Entrust what?
You signed a pact with the Death God in your desire for the truth. I want to see your conviction. As long as you don't stray from exposing all truth, I believe you'll be able to face it, cruel as it may be. I want to see it through to the end. It's why I followed you here.
I can see that. You know, Vivia, it's kind of like me. You know, I like to avoid problems, keep my head down for my own peace and quiet. Don't rock the boat. Don't see the truth, so to speak. And now that he's trying to face it, he couldn't do it himself, so he came along with us for the ride. So in a way, we actually both helped each other, and I like that.
In that sense, we're accomplices.
Exactly.
If you must bring down the chief, then I will lend a hand.
Oh, god damn it. Vivia.
I won't avert my eyes any longer. I, too, want to live with my head held high.
Then come on, you big lug, let's do this together.
Because I, too, am a detective.
Vivia.
When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I understand, Chief Yako. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Well, I'm sure it was worth it for him. Here he goes. Different way to start off our deduction denouement. Let's hit it. The Imperfect Insider. What a meaningful name that is. Alright. Where's the secret lab located? Not Namapal, that's for sure. Door to the critical lab. Knife. Intercom. Okay, let's hunt these down. I don't need to read these anymore, simply because the game will do it for me once I've solved it all. Death threat. Was also sent to the Peacekeepers. Don't think we got that yet either. Alright. How is Dr. Whiska communicated with? That would be the intercom. Plug that in there. Oh man, all these pictures. There's Fink, the slaughter artist. Where'd the culprit hide? In the air vents. Dr. Whiska calls for help. What the culprit used to get past security. There he is, riding along. Looking chirpy. He died multiple times, but look at that, he's just like, it's okay, they're gonna rewind time any second now. Any second now, as long as she's not too tired. Whose power was used in the panel room? That would have been Fubuki's. A knife. What weapon was used to kill Dr. Whiska? There we are. Alright. Got a couple of new tiles. Peacekeepers goes all the way back here. Alright. Amaterasu Corporation. That's where the lab's located. Last but not least, decontamination device. That's where he was hiding. Alright. Fink. That'll be when he got stabbed himself. Who's the culprit? Oh, that'll be the last one. Sorry, leave that for now. Who killed the culprit? Would be Fink. Fubuki's power goes here. And who is the mastermind is probably a more appropriate word here. Yako. Dying slowly on the floor. What a wild case this was. Good God. Just figuring out how the culprit got into the lab this entire time, realizing halfway that the toxic gas did its job.
Yo, a research doctor, a hitman, and
Realizing what that meant,
two dead bodies,
who the culprit would be.
shady characters. Truth bombs are about
Truly a Kodaka Chapter 4 moment.
to denouement.
Alright,
Victim in this case
let's
is
see it.
one Dr. Weska. This incident features a sinister and meticulously detailed plot centered on the doctor.
The old geezer was holed up inside a lab at Amaterasu HQ.
A lot of red herrings again, like the strip of vent in the lab itself.
He was a
The,
total
mystery
hermit in
files.
the critical lab with a totally overkill security system.
That did its job.
The culprit made thorough preparations beforehand to break through that system.
Boom killing a shut-in is hard work. The humane thing to do is to reintroduce him to society first.
Yeah, with that out of the way.
On to
Posing
the
as a
plan.
hitman, the culprit sent a death threat to the Peacekeepers, the detective agency, and the research lab. At the same time, they contracted a real hitman and had him infiltrate the research facility.
Oh God, there's that Amapal lover there.
They spilled the beans about Gramps being in danger to lure both the peacekeepers and the detectives to the lab.
You see, the master detective's presence at the scene was an indispensable part of the plan.
You somehow managed to bypass all that exterior security, though.
It was how the culprit gained access to the research facility, after all. The hitman infiltrated the lab exactly as planned. And we arrived with Mikoto at the same time.
Stuff went down, blah blah blah, and Master got locked up by that Yomi guy.
Yeah.
I was rescued by Desuhiko and the culprit, who were disguised as peacekeepers. With the real peacekeepers rushing around, the culprit took advantage of the turmoil to sneak into the lab. But after catching up with them, the power suddenly went out.
Yep. That's the signal. He knew his time was coming. That meant Fink was in the building.
Separating the culprit from the rest of the group.
The blackout itself was caused by the hitman, right? And getting separated was all part of the culprit's plan.
Right. They used the blackout as an opportunity to hide in the vents in the airlock chamber.
Man, I should have realized, like, why did...
Afterwards, we headed to the critical lab to check on the doctor's condition, just like the culprit directed us.
Why did the culprit just stab Yako and no one else, right? Like, you think he could have avoided him at the very least.
But since that lab used a separate power supply, nothing strange had happened.
His whole "the doctor's in danger" spiel was an act, huh? He made a fool of you, Master. What a dick!
Gee, everyone was acting in this chapter.
But then, someone attacked the doctor while we were trying to talk with him over the intercom. We had to get into the doctor's lab.
But that time, the old geezer was playing games with us.
He wanted to use my body as a double. As if no one would realize he was a full, like, 2 feet taller than I was.
And he even tried to kill you and the others with a trap. That bastard wanted to use your dead bodies. He really got you there, Master.
I don't see why you're so happy about it. The doctor's sham made the case even more confusing. Even if we tried to get to the doctor, the critical lab was guarded by tight security. The only way through was by using an Amapal. The culprit rode on it by emerging from their hiding place in the airlock vent and jumping onto the robot's head.
All aboard the Amapal Express. First stop, a shower of
Yeah.
Humans can't protect themselves against the gas, but since it's not instantly fatal, it wasn't a problem. Next up, the panel chamber and high voltage shocks.
Yeah, this is where he, I guess, got warmed up for his eventual death.
One wrong move, and it was instant death. But thanks to that sheltered skank, we got all the continues we could want. So we managed a perfect clear. The was finally released.
This just reminds me of that last time when I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe there's a secret if I go to this corner and, like, got shocked. That would have been just like Yako dying again when I could have avoided that one completely.
The culprit had anticipated we would get through this way.
It's like I'd killed him out of spite.
They also knew they would die over and over as a result. The camera feed was affected when the culprit jumped on. I should have realized what was happening.
No use crying over spilt blood. On to the next thing.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah! To open the door to the doctor's lab, Amapal had to reach out its arm and hit a switch. And when the door opened wide enough for a person to squeeze through, the killer snuck inside.
Alright, this is when I assumed they left the lab, but no, it was when they got in.
Amapal can't follow any new commands while its arm is extended. So the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
Then the culprit boom killed the old geezer using the same knife as the hitman.
You think he'd be monitoring the security section of his lab simply because he would be anticipating our bodies to turn up, right?
Gramps was pretty much dead, so a backstab was easy peasy.
Then, the murderer tried to leave the room before Amapal entered,
Slightly slow on the uptake there.
but they knocked the robot over on the way out.
They then went back into the airlock chamber vent to wait for you and the others to go by.
We entered the critical lab and found the doctor's body. The culprit used that time to get out of the vent and head for the hallway.
That was when they were found by the hitman.
It's like he's wandering around wanting to be found.
They'd already been in contact with the toxic gas, so death was inevitable. However, dying by gas would expose them as the doctor's killer.
I can just imagine him looking at that picture going, fuck you, fake! I didn't pay you to do that! Drop a vital clue!
So they hired the hitman to kill them, thereby concealing any involvement.
Done.
I guess that means the killer completely trusted in the Master Detective's capabilities. They knew those powers would get them close to the doctor. But why were they willing to die to hide the crime?
I can't
Passion.
say for certain. Was it his pride as a detective? Did he simply not want his friends to know? Whatever it may be, I'm prepared to face the truth. The culprit who murdered Dr. Weska, and even included his own death in the plot. Yako Furio! It was you!
It just had to be you, huh? God damn it.
I will expose the truth!
There he goes. Speak to us. Why did it have to be like this?
But why? Chief Yako, why? Why didn't you ever talk to us about this?
Because we'd stop him.
Why did it have to end this way? Why didn't you tell us? Is this really what you wanted? Can you even hear me?
It doesn't matter who it is. Exterminating the real culprit's soul and destroying the mystery labyrinth. That's why I'm here.
Okay. Well, we won't even get an answer.
Bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul of Shinigami.
Overly efficient, Shinigami.
Sponge this cursed case.
Don't even want to hear what he has to say.
Through into the final mystery labyrinth.
Do we have a plan for when we return to the prison? Because I feel like I'm about to get shot in the face and join Yako in the afterlife.
Rainbow glorious stellar spiral.
What? What's happening? A merciful death? Aww. This death god does have a heart after all. Well, the chief's been expunged.
Master's naivete must be rubbing off on me. I mean, not even I hated Fuzzhead. That's weird. This mystery labyrinth is falling apart slower than usual.
What's that all about?
I wonder why.
We shouldn't let our guards down yet. Do you really think we're done here?
Huh?
Do you have all of the fragments of truth that you sought?
Well, we're just missing a motive, no?
If so, we could just leave, right?
Some mysteries remain.
No, we haven't uncovered everything yet. No, there are still some mysteries remaining.
Huh? What's remaining? I reaped the culprit's soul already. I know it's slow, but this place is starting to come down.
Maybe it's not directly related to this case. I don't want to leave any questions unanswered, for Chief Yako's sake.
That makes sense.
Please, help me, Shinigami.
Oh, fine. I can't say no to you, Master.
Thank you.
No, I can't resist helping you when you rely on me. First, we need to reveal whatever mysteries are left. That should open up a new path. Lay it all out, Master.
Okay. Oh, really? We're doing this right here, right now. Alright. Hopefully the answer comes to me.
Try to solve it, lickety-split.
Oh, Dr. Whisk is, whatchamacallit? Accomplice? His, the person who he was emailing?
Twirling, twirling, twirling.
What? Email. I think that's what we're looking for here. So let's go for the E.
Go, go, go!
Ah. Alright, good. Damn it! I swear I pressed X. Ugh. I guess I need to press it on the letter, not preemptively. The I is down here. Done. Dr. Whisk's email. He is, the mole, after all.
Oh, it's a secret dungeon!
Alright.
The labyrinth must be breaking down so slowly because the identity of the culprit isn't the only mystery.
Are you saying once we solve the secret dungeon, the labyrinth's going to rapidly collapse on top of our heads?
But it's still definitely coming down, so you better hurry, Master!
I suppose this is going to be our ticket out of saving ourselves with Yomi, right? Revealing
Yeah, got it.
Dr. Whisker and his intentions as the mole.
Yuma, I'll follow you to the end until you reach the truth.
Because if we can uncover who he's working with, maybe that'll throw Hellsmile a bone. We're not done.